So let me get this straight. Some of you that went to these so-called protest marches on Saturday, April the 5th, were bored, and your children were bored, and you said they should have had a bouncy house or something like that.
After attending a protest yesterday, a white woman on Threads, before you drop down in the comments and ask me, why are you bringing up race? Race is important to the context of this video. Stay focused. Let's focus in here. This white woman, after attending the protest, hopped on Threads yesterday and said that there needs to be more child-friendly activities at the protest and suggested perhaps a bouncy house.
You're a superhero while marching against tyranny. Yo, what is this? This isn't a convention. What do you think this is?
White women, what's wrong with y'all? No, seriously, what's wrong with y'all? So all across the United States, people got out to protest Donald Trump, Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, the Trump administration, the Republicans, and what they are doing to this country and our democracy. And this white woman went to a protest, and this is what she posted on Threads. Thoughts on my first protest. 1, my kid was bored. I don't think it would be too hard to arrange a bouncy castle or something.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing all right, and God has protected you and preserved you very well. I do appreciate all of you that keep supporting, and of course my members, shout out to you guys. You're doing great. Yes, as always, we are back with another interesting one. Guys, 5th April was the hands off protest. And you can't believe a protest is supposed to be taken serious, right? But there comes this palm-colored lady that is saying the protest was boring and that they should provide bouncing castles for, their kids at the protest to make the protest more fun, and also they should be more singing instead of yelling. For people that prefer to sing on protests, the caucasity, you can make these things up. We are going to look at a few clips of the reactions to that, and we will come back and talk about it. Do not forget to subscribe if you're landing on here for your very first time. Again, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit goes to all the original creators of these different stitches that are put together for us to watch.
White women, what's wrong with y'all? No, seriously, what's wrong with y'all? So all across the United States on yesterday, people got out to protest Donald Trump, Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, the Trump administration, the Republicans, and what they are doing to this country and our democracy. And this white woman went to a protest, and this is what she posted on Threads. Thoughts on my first protest. 1, my kid was bored. I don't think it would be too hard to arrange a bouncy castle or something. 2, people laughed at my sign, and so I made some friends, and that was nice. 3, I don't know. I think there should be more singing. Overall, she gives it an 8 out of 10, and she would do it again. People are losing rights. People are losing jobs. People are losing thousands upon thousands of dollars. People are losing democracy, freedom. People are being shipped off to prisons in El Salvador. And she wants a bouncy castle at the protest that she attends because her child is bored. And she wants some singing at the protest. Now, you know her comment section is in shambles. Black women are getting her together. White women are getting her together. And she's down in the comments doubling down. somebody told her, just stay home next time. And she responded and said, how would staying home help save people? How would a bouncy castle help save people? I have asked no one to meet my needs. I shared an overall positive experience and some suggestions for whomever might see and enjoy them should they want to make protests or rally events more inclusive of families with younger children or people who like singing songs instead of just yelling. I know, y'all are saying that she's purposely rage baiting, that, yeah. I looked through her whole profile over there on Threads, and she is just this type of white woman. From there, she goes to make additional posts. She put out this post, me to the internet. I'm going to my first protest and I'm nervous. The internet, we got you. We can do this. Thanks for showing up. You're going to have so much fun. 3 hours later, me to the internet. I went to my first protest and I think it was great, but it'd be awesome if we were more inclusive of children and families. The internet. Are you crazy? Protests are not supposed to be fun. Why don't you organize your own protest next time? You don't understand anything. She doesn't stop there. She continues and makes another post. Today I got very confused because a lot of strangers on the internet implied that I was in some way uninformed or ignorant about what a protest was supposed to be, and that a protest and a rally are totally different. And I was like, wait, what is a protest? So I Googled it. I don't know what that, yeah. And so she goes on with another post underneath that and says, from Google and Wikipedia, turns out a protest is in fact a gathering of people and can take many forms, including rallies. And someone commented underneath this post and said, well, funerals are also a gathering of people, but you don't have inflatable bouncy castles at funerals. She's not done yet. There's more. She posts also, people are asking, do you know how much work it takes to organize a bouncy castle? And yes, I do. I am a mom. We do this all the time. When you wonder why black women are always saying to you white women that we don't trust you, I want you to think about this lady and her series of posts. And clearly, she is ignorant and uninformed, because if black people had been at those protests yesterday in large numbers, this could have been what her and her child could have been subjected to at the protest. And this, or this, maybe some of this, and this, and some of this. Lord, the white woman wants a bouncy castle at the protest. You can't make this shit up.
After attending a protest yesterday, a white woman on Threads, before you drop down in the comments and ask me, why are you bringing up race? Race is important to the context of this video. Stay focused. Let's focus in here. This white woman, after attending the protest, hopped on Threads yesterday and said that there needs to be more child-friendly activities at the protest and suggested perhaps a bouncy house. And she has been called out by several black women about how insane and tone deaf that request is. A white activist, YouTuber, Keith Edwards, is now dragging these black women in defense of this white woman who requested a bouncy house and child-free or child-friendly activities at protests. And this lets me know two things that I've long suspected from my observations of a lot of these protests that have been happening. One, I haven't been seeing a lot of us out there. Shout out to us. Shout out to us. And two, the energy at these protests are vastly different from the Black Lives Matter protest from 4 or 5 years ago. And it shows not just in the energy with which people are showing up in and the response to the feedback some people are getting as a result of these protests. One of my mutuals was on Threads, Evan. If you don't follow him, he's great, Black Academics. He was on Threads sharing advice for people who were attending these protests, and they were all safety measures. You know, make sure to shield your face, make sure your people know where you are, turn off of your phone. A lot of advice centered around the safety of the protesters who are showing up. Meanwhile, this Keith Edwards dude who is dragging these Black women and punching down on them for even having the audacity to critique this white woman's response, this man was at the protest live streaming it for YouTube. Face exposed. No danger of safety. No threat of safety. This is entertainment for him. A couple of years ago, I watched a documentary, and it was like interviewing a lot of older Black activists and older Black people who marched in the civil rights protests or participated in several different organizations. And something that they said will always stand out to me, that when they were going to these protests, they never let their parents know they were going because they knew their parents would fight tooth and nail to get them out of that environment. Their parents knew the risk that was involved with them being there. So to shield their parents from that pain of possibly anything happening to them. Fast forward 50, 60, 70 years, these people are bringing their children to protest, and not only bringing their children to protest, but fear their safety so little that the event is being live streamed for YouTube, and they're requesting child-friendly events at protests. These leftist house cats, not only are they never beating the allegations, a lot of y'all are unserious. My Black people, please rest. Please rest. Or maybe now is the time to show up to these protests, since clearly there's no danger. We're doing arts and crafts. We're doing bracelet making at the table over there at 11 o'clock. You know, sign making at noon. Like, what are we talking about here?
So let me get this straight. Some of you that went to these so-called protest marches on Saturday, April the 5th, were bored, and your children were bored, and you said they should have had a bouncy house or something like that. And you expected Black people to go in to march with you when our people have been beaten, maimed, had dogs sticked on them, water hoses turned on them, been jailed, lost their livelihoods, lost limbs, and worse for your performance on Saturday. There's a big delineation between resistance movements that my people participated in and these Broadway shows, off Broadway, because they weren't even good, that you all do. And that's why we're not pulling up in droves to stand with you. Because whereas you can do all of that and not one police officer attacks you, and you don't lose nothing, you don't have no skin in the game. When it comes to us, it will be violent. And we know that. We've seen it play again and again. This is a movie we've already seen, and we don't want to see the sequel. Tomato, tomato, tomato. We can't take you serious because you don't have any skin in the game. What are you really giving up here in your resistance? You gave up a little Saturday to stand around and perform and say you were bored. This woman really literally went online to rate the protest that she went to, but she would do it again. You think that's how change happens? Revolution, that's not it. That's not it. But then you want to holler about, I didn't vote for this. You absolutely fucking did. And when you didn't vote for it, what did you do to counteract these things? Because these things been happening. This has been our reality since before the inception of this country. We have been oppressed in these systems. What have you done to dismantle them? What have you done to give resources to the people that are fucking old? We are old. Our people work these lands. Y'all would not have what you have if it weren't for our people. So what have you done of merit? Since y'all want to talk about meritocracy, where's the merit? There is none. Miss me with that bullshit.
To be more child-friendly activities at the protest and suggested perhaps a bouncy house.
And to that YouTuber, motherfucker, you want to get drug? Bring that ass here, boy.
After attending a protest yesterday, a white woman on Threads, before you drop down in the comments and ask me why are you bringing...
Go back and hear what it says, and it's really disheartening, but it also like brings back to something I said in one of my previous, when I say POC solidarity does not exist, because these are the children or the grandchildren of the so-called hippies, of the Quakers, of the abolitionists. These are your allies. These are your comrades. These are the people who say that they want change and they really don't. These are your chaperones. Chappelle, whatever her name is. And like, they play in our face every fucking day, telling us that we need to rise up and nobody wants segregation, but they really do, because you're not doing anything to fight it. Because how can you fight and you asking for a bouncy house? I mean, I just really want black people to be like, because I can't, like, I can't mobilize us. You know what I'm saying? And nor can I press upon y'all my opinions. But time is circular. They say if you don't do it now, it bounds to repeat itself. And we're very much seeing in real time a couple of historic events. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to get, flag violated or demonetized. But at the end of the day, this is a game to them. Their lives aren't at stake. And if they are, they care and think so little of themselves, and let alone anyone else, that we really can't take them seriously, because they're not taking this seriously. So stay home, tan, sleep, eat properly, drink water. Please don't be out there in these shenanigans. It's not a safe or a fun environment. It's really not.
After attending a protest yesterday, a white woman on Threads, before you drop down in the comments and ask me why are you bringing...
Please go watch her whole video, but I can tell you what it all boils down to is that white woman clearly has not deconstructed her internalized racism due to systemic racism here in America brought on by the Jim Crow laws. And I mean, honestly, our Constitution was designed to keep our feet on the throat of the Black Americans that were enslaved and indentured into this fucked up autocracy that we all are currently experiencing. And white women are so damn disillusioned to them being the whole motherfucking problem. And I can show you some books. Hold on. If you are on the side of that woman thinking a bouncy house is the right place, this is the book you need to start reading right now. And this is quite literally the state of America because of dumb white women. And I'm so tired of it. I am tired of us. Stop it. Do better.
There needs to be more child-friendly activities at the protest.
I stitched Sasha W's video that I woke up to first thing on TikTok because she goes into more depth about the situation, but I fully stopped paying attention after white lady complains that there are not enough child activities at a protest. That's by design, lady. This is a protest, not a weekend activity for the whole family. This is literally the penultimate action you take in your social construct before you engage in violence against whoever you're protesting. The kids are not meant to be there. They're meant to be at home seeing and hearing if you survived the protest. You're not supposed to have your kids there. This is not an activity for them. If they're there to fight. Shout out to Ovi, $8.95. Go get it, man.
In today's episode of The Audacity of Your Caucasity, a young lady at the march, nationwide march, hands off, April 5th, 5 million, and still counting, made a suggestion. Would you like to hear it? She suggests that the next time we have a march, that the kids have activities. A bouncy house, to be exact. Arts and crafts, playing with their toys, dressing up as their favorite superhero, while marching against tyranny. Yo, what is this? This isn't a convention. What do you think this is? Do these guys not realize that people like us have literally been unalived doing exactly this for decades? But of course, when they do it, it's an activity. Might as well be a worldwide convention. Because, see, the cops don't spray them with hose. They literally block the roads for them. That's their privilege. I just think it's hilarious that she doesn't realize this isn't supposed to be fun time. But see, that's the difference. And I hope you guys see that. If we march against fascists, we risk losing our lives. They march against fascists, not only can they bring their kids, they have the luxury of their kids being bored. Now, just so we're clear, this woman is getting roasted, rightfully so. But yeah, that just goes to show you what kind of privilege you all have. And I want to thank my Alabaster comrades who see that and are using that to help us. But just so we're clear, no, your kids cannot have a bouncy house. And no, I'm not going to babysit them while you go march. We're not going to be doing arts and crafts Fridays. Okay? But yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. A bouncy house. What in the world? Thank you to everybody who continues to fight for us. Keep going. Stay hopeful. Trust your gut, and always know you're not crazy.
So the white lady that asked for a bouncy house at the next protest because, you know, she thinks that they need kid-friendly events out there, I don't think she's wrong. I think the problem is, and then some people said she's tone deaf. No, the fact is that is the tone of their protests. When they're out there, it is this nice casual event. Everybody is just chilling. They could have bouncy houses at their protests because they're not met with the same aggression. There's no military presence. There's no police shooting people down. There's not the scary feeling that someone's going to take you out just for looking any type of way. Their protests have a different tone than ours. Anytime we're out there, it's not a safe environment. They are waiting to arrest people. They are waiting to cause harm to people. Any little thing is going to be a problem when we're out there. But it's not the same for them. They're wanting bouncy houses because that's the tone. They're allowed to protest without the fear of losing their lives. And that's a glaring difference. And that's the conversation. Not that she was tone deaf or we're tone deaf. It's just two different tones. When they protest, it's one way. When we protest, it's another way. That's just the fact. And that is the absolute reason that we're in this whole situation. America treats some people one way and other people, well, Black people, indigenous people, a completely different way. Carry on.
This is very much laughable, and I can't even contain myself. I want you guys to let me know what you think of her idea. Yeah. But to me, what she said and what she asked for is literally making fun out of a very serious situation, which in her opinion would actually work, right? That's what she thinks, that it will work and it will make things better. I love using African sayings because they make a lot of sense. With what is going on, these are the type of people that will look at a dead person right in the eye and be like, oh my God, look how nicely and peacefully this person is sleeping. I would like to be asleep like this. Yeah. It is a saying over here that you will call a dead person, or you will call death just a mere sleep or a slumber. And this is exactly what this lady is looking at this situation. She's looking at it in a more positive, fun, you know. I mean, like, this is a dire situation of death and life, to be honest. This is a dire situation of we need our rights back. This is a dire situation of we need to make things right. This is a dire situation of the man is destroying our country and literally making people suffer. A lot of people are dying, literally. And she wants bouncing castles at the protests. And when black people say they are performative, for me, in the first place, guys, if you think like there are not so many people that believe like this, look at this clip.
More child-friendly activities at the protest and suggested perhaps a bouncy house.
Hello. And I think this is a really good idea, not because I want to make it more accessible to children, because yeah, people have been taking their children to protests for a while now, and it kind of got a little bit out of hand during the BLM protests when they were literally pepper spraying children. And then somehow they made it look like everything was getting out of hand and it was so violent. Hear me out. If there are a bunch of face painters there and bouncy houses and children are playing and having a good time, that's going to be doing two things. That's going to make it really, really difficult for the media to spin that into a violent thing. And number two, if there are face painters there, they could offer, like, have you seen the anti-AI face paint? They could offer that to adults, and that would be so fucking cool. There are a lot of net positives to having, like, bouncy houses and face painters and, you know, sign makers, right? There are a lot of net positives for that. But that would also cost a lot of money, in which we do not currently possess, unless somebody is willing to, you know, devote their time and resources towards that, which would be cool. But I was just looking at it from a different perspective. You can come for me in the comments, I don't really care. It's just a different perspective. If you agree, you agree. If you disagree, you disagree. I want to hear your thoughts, though.
And the crazy thing is, there are so many people that believe like this. This was not just a protest like anything else. This required a lot of seriousness. To be honest, I would say leave the kids at home. I think America is just so privileged that people would march and, you know, try it in my country. It's just that level of privilege and feeling entitled and feeling super protected that you are willing to bait. Because I can't lie, this is not her baiting. You saw what Tabitha you saw Tabitha reading the responses on thread, how the conversation was going back and forth. And this lady saw nothing wrong. That is what we call being spoiled. Spoiled. Hey, they are burying someone and you're like, oh, you know, I really appreciate that they have given us food, but the thing is, they would have done better. They would have provided meat and some juice. We need better. Hey, is this a wedding? Like, make it make sense. Is this a wedding? For you to require all and request all the expensive wines. This is a time where people don't even have enough time to prepare and organize, and because in the first place people were tired, they're like, action is needed now. And yeah, according to her, this is just like any other normal, you know, protest, right? There's no protest that is requiring like really any of that crap that a lot of these people are suggesting. Oh, you know, face painting, What? If black people did that, black people, let's flip the card. And they were on the protest. They require more singing and dancing and celebrations and bringing all those moves. And they want bouncing castles for their children. We all know how they would be reacting, right? Because looks like black people don't even do anything, but then even without them doing anything, the amount of force that is applied on them. And then this lady literally has people that are behind her back that are saying she did not do anything wrong. So that's why people are saying this is performative. Now I understand that definitely not all of them are behind her. In fact, you've seen one of them that said, you know, she has not deconstructed yet. We have to come to a point and understand that not all the people that went on this rally, to be honest, are or belong to the club. Some went there because they can't take what he's doing to them. If it was not being done to them, a lot of them would not be there. There are few of them that have genuine reasons as to why they went there. And I want you guys to let me know what you think. But her thinking this is a kumbaya moment and ask for all the spices and, you know, yeah, she's just drawing attention to herself for really bad reasons anyway. Let me know what you think and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I think until then, my name is Chrissy and I love all of you. Bye.